morning. Welcome to the show with no name. I'm Bob Going with Jim Nicosia. Gavin's off today. He, the official piper of the show with no name had an engagement this morning, and the official driver of the official piper of the show with no name had to drive him. So we're on our own.
We're on our own today.
I was panicking about 4 o'clock this morning when I received a message from Jim that he wasn't going to be here today. So wait a minute, Gavin's already not going to be here. I already told Gavin I'd be talking baseball with Jim all morning, but so holy moly! Well, thanks for showing up, Jim.
Well,
because it's been a long time since I did a show on my own, and
they're difficult.
It's okay when the calls are flowing in, but boy, when they stop, and then you got to fill the dead air.
That's difficult.
That's difficult. There's only I could probably stretch the commercial to 20 minutes instead of the usual 15, but well, okay. Got anything to talk about?
Well, the only thing we talk about is things that were in the paper yesterday.
Yeah, well, what's been in the paper?
Well, they had the golf commission, which was, from what I read, it was probably a joke. No one knows what they want to do.
You mean they haven't got a strategy yet?
Not yet.
Well, it's just like the Obama administration. We haven't got a strategy yet. Okay.
That's what was on the agenda last night. They're trying to come up with a strategy, some way to increase the revenue and make it a smoother transition from the pro to a manager or something like that. I don't know.
Wow.
So,
well, here's an interesting thing in the Gazette. I know we vowed never to speak of the casino again, but sometimes these things
they just pop up.
They just pop up, I mean, we know we're not getting a casino here, right? I mean, that's
exactly
that's a given. But it seems that the people still want us.
They want our support.
Backers of a proposed casino in Rensselaer are seeking Montgomery County's support.
They're going to buy our support? Is that what they're... is that legal? Legal?
Geez, apparently, that seems to be what they're doing all over the place down there. Yeah. We'll... Albany says, we'll back East Greenbush if they give us
$1 million. That doesn't sound legal to me.
And, it makes you wonder what the heck... it really doesn't, does it? It sounds criminal, actually, doesn't it?
That's what I'm saying. It can't be legal.
Yeah.
That's just like me running for a political office, and some guy come up and say, "I'll give you $1 million, or I'll give you $1 million if you support what I want."
Right.
I mean, they would have me in court in a minute.
Yeah.
But since this is the New York State. They go by a different set of rules.
Well, so the Montgomery County is holding off on this until they hear from East Greenbush and Cobleskill. Yes,
they're waiting for a better offer.
They're waiting.
Boy.
Really? I mean, would Montgomery County's endorsement of either East Greenbush or Rensselaer make that much difference that it'd be worth them paying for it?
I don't know. I don't know.
It's crazy.
How much more are they going to give us?
We should endorse everybody. That way, whoever wins, we collect. Wow. I don't know what to make of that.
I think
that does sound rather. Yeah. Well, what do you expect? I mean, that's kind of operations they are, right?
Yeah. That's the way it goes.
Wow.
So maybe.
So the golf commission doesn't know what they want to do with the golf course.
No, I guess there was.
They said, let us run it, but we don't know what we're going to do.
Exactly. They don't know if they want a manager. They don't know if they want to sell it. and they don't know if they want to close it. They can't sell it, can they? That was
No, well, the Golf Commission can't sell it.
Yeah, the city can't either.
Yeah, the city can. I looked
But I thought it was. Oh, you did look it up. I thought it was a WPA project.
That's one of the long-held rumors that turned out to be not true. Because I went back to the original paperwork on that when I was corporation counsel. So I got curious one day because I'd heard that story a million times. And now it turns out that first of all, the land was donated by the Carmichael family. And in fact, the donation had taken place, the whole Sassafras area, and up to the golf course. So all that land basically from Guy Park Avenue all the way up. The Carmichael family donated with the idea that was originally that it was going to be a big park, and the donation took place like in 1916 after it had been talked about since like 1902. Okay, so the city accepted the property, and it was on the condition that the park be built. And there were nice designs, a nice archway down at the lower end where people would, walk into this beautiful nature preserve.
Yeah.
And ultimately, nothing happened. World War I broke out, so the city didn't do anything during the course of the war. And then all through the 20s, it was kind of back and forth, and I think finally the Carmichael family said, no, if you're not going to use it, we're taking it back. And so then the plan slowly began to develop for the golf course. Now, by the time it was built, it's true that the WPA supplied the salaries for some workers, but that was it. They did not provide anything beyond paying the salaries of laborers.
They didn't have their workers.
No, they were laborers that the city was reimbursed by the WPA.
Okay.
And as far as the equipment and everything else it took to develop a golf course, that was paid for by the city. So there was no restriction put in. All it was a keep these guys employed for us, which we did.
Yeah.
So yeah, the city could sell the golf course or turn it into something else or sublet it. Certainly they could sublet it or lease it out. Yeah. So all those options are there. Whether whether they're good ideas or bad ideas or how it affects anyone, I don't know.
They keep saying that it should be a self-sustaining project because it only benefits certain people, golfers.
Well, it hadn't been a self-sustaining project until this board took over.
But are the city parks? Are they self-sustaining?
No, of course not.
So then why does the golf course have to be self-sustaining? I'd like it to be, and it always was. But why the big brouhaha about it not being self-sustaining?
People hate golfers. I think it's a rich man's sport.
Well,
that's all it is.
I'm not rich, but I used to love play golf.
Yeah.
Until I was physically unable to do it again.
Now, did I read somewhere that there's no difference between the local rate and the out-of-town rate anymore?
I saw something in the paper saying that the local rate was higher than the out-of-town rate.
Oh, that can't.
I don't believe it, but
that can't.
But
be.
That's what it said. That was an editorial or a letter to the editor, I believe.
Well, that wouldn't make any sense.
No.
It used to be substantially lower for the locals, which was the idea. This is because it's a recreational facility for citizens of Amsterdam, and you want the advantage of that. Come live in Amsterdam.
I think it's on par with the privately owned courses now, because of the big brouhaha about it. So they raised the rates a little bit instead of lowering them to get more people to play golf.
Yeah, I mean, really, what is the correct rate? The correct rate is the rate that you charge that has every round in good weather covered.
Exactly.
Every tee time.
Every tee time.
Every tee time covered. That's the rate. Obviously, they haven't found that. But then it's not unique to Amsterdam or this area.
No.
The whole country has seen a huge drop-off in golf in the last few years.
Exactly.
And it may be because they've priced their way out of the market.
Yeah, and it's like a store. The store starts to go under a little bit, so they drop their prices to bring the people back in to generate a profit, because the more they have, the more. It's the same way with a golf course.
Yeah.
You know, if it's cheaper to play here than it is in Johnstown or Gloversville, where are you going to go?
Well, you'd have to come here. It's a better course, except it's not not in good shape. They tell me so.
Well, I haven't been there in a couple of years, so I'm not sure. But I did also see in the paper the other day that some guy said it was just as good as the out-of-town courses.
That seems to be a minority view.
Well, I'm sure there's spots that are not too well taken care of or unrepairable or whatever. But it was a beautiful course. The scenery was beautiful.
Absolutely.
You sit on the deck there and have breakfast and look over the
I mean, that's the way I like to golf. I just
I like to watch.
Sit on the deck and watch the guys come in.
Like to see the golf club fly in the air.
Card will come by. Somebody you give them a hearty wave. Nice to see you, Mario.
Well, that's.
Oh well.
And the casino thing. They keep saying it's a political thing. It's this, it's that. When I was on the council, if they put an RFP out and it came back
request for proposal,
and it came back with the wrong information on it, it was thrown out. As simple as that.
Well, right.
And if the date, if it was handed in late, it was also thrown out. So why do they think this should have been any different?
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, we don't want to talk about the casino anymore.
No, we don't.
All right. Can you see our?
I can see him now, but I don't see it. It's got to be. Is it blinking?
Well, it's blinking, but that doesn't mean it's for us. He didn't buzz me.
It's got to be for us.
843-2500 is the number, by the way. Is he there?
I don't see him. Matt, is that for us?
I'd say.
Yes, it is.
This is WCSS. You're on the air.
I'm sorry. You guys upset me about this golf stuff. Seems as though if you live in the city and you're paying taxes, the people that play golf should pay maybe $5 a round or $100 a membership for a year. It really should be. They're supporting it with their taxes.
I agree with you. I agree with you 100% on that. And as a matter of fact, it's counterproductive to charge the same rate for inside as outside, because it discourages people from moving here. If you're an avid golfer and you like our course, and a lot of avid golfers like our course, and you can get a substantial discount playing the course by living here, well, that's one more factor in why you would want to move here.
Absolutely.
If you can get the same rate living across the street from the golf course and paying taxes in the town of Amsterdam, where they don't have a local property tax, why then you're going to move across the street from the golf course. You're not going to move into Amsterdam. Why should you? If that's your governing feature. It's pointless to make it equal if that's what they're doing. I thought that's what I read. Yeah, I agree.
Can I say this? We miss Mike Chiara. I think he only likes to show up if he's got something to say. He
always has.
People call, like me, they're calling. They don't have anything to say. And it would be nice if he could just come and tell us what the state of Amsterdam's finances are in. I'm sure he knows.
Michael knows. He has a standing invitation to be on this program anytime.
Yes, he does.
Anytime,
Okay.
and he would be welcome back with open arms. He's,
that's nice.
This was in fact his program, and and he left it when he ran for office several years ago. So.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So yes, Michael is welcome to come back in as a partner or as a contributing editor or just as somebody with an opinion. But Michael
maybe doesn't like to be photographed. You guys are photographed, right?
Well, I'll even shut off the camera if he insists.
Dear.
But no, he's never had trouble being photographed. I've got acres of hours and hours and hours of footage of him on film when we were doing the podcast.
That's a nice invitation. Thank you.
All righty. All right. Yes, Michael, come back.
Come back.
Please, especially today. Just walk in. Bring the dogs. I don't care.
Yeah, that's right. He could bring the dogs.
Have you met those beautiful dogs?
I did once.
They are.
They're pretty dogs.
They're just they're just like a couple of quilts on a cold winter night. I'll tell you. There.
Yep. So.
Yeah.
So what else is going on in town? The big thing is the hiring an outside attorney to take care of the codes violation on Forest Avenue.
I was taken aback by the headline until I read the article, and no, that makes perfect sense. I mean,
yes, it does.
Obviously.
But wait,
it made perfect sense 7 years ago too.
Yeah. Well, more than 7 years.
No. He's in his 7th year as corporation counsel.
Okay, now he's this fellow's attorney. Now the city's going to go after this guy with their own attorney.
Right.
He's going to have to defend this guy.
Oh no, he can't do that.
He can't do anything for the city or him.
That's correct.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense.
No, I mean that's why there's built into the charter and the budget and things like that the hiring of outside counsel, because there are going to be times, first of all, your corporation counsel has to be an attorney who lives in the city of Amsterdam. If he's an attorney in the city of Amsterdam, presumably he has clients. And that wasn't particularly the case when I was corporation counsel, but I'd been out of it for a while. But yeah, you're going to run into situations where your own clients are the people that you have to deal with, whether on real estate closings or in code violations or anything else, or people applying for a zoning variance and things like that.
Exactly.
That's going to happen. And so in those situations, you need somebody from the outside to come in and handle the situation if it has to go to court. So no, that's perfectly normal.
Well, I guess there was, according to the article, if I read it correctly, they were restricting him to $2,500 and to do the whole job. That doesn't sound.
Well, look, if those things get more complicated. I mean,
that's what I mean.
It could go like this. You draw up the papers. You show up in court, the guy pleads guilty, pays the fine that you agree to, and you're done.
Well, yeah, that would be the ideal case.
But that's, frankly, the way it happens in most of the cases.
Okay.
All right? Most of the cases end up like that. It's rare that they actually get to the point of going to trial, because usually the facts are pretty clear cut.
Yeah.
So you make your arrangements, blah blah blah. Get it cleaned up by a week from Tuesday, whatever. And now in the case of his Forest Avenue client, as one who handled aspects of the file in the past, that can be a very complicated case, because there's conflicting evidence concerning what the planning board said they could do and what they couldn't do, and things like that. Right. So,
could be more complicated than
it could be. It could end up being more complicated. I don't know what the current situation is, and that's not the only conflict. I think there was somebody else too, right? So I don't know. So yeah, but then if it goes to court, well, it depends on what the arrangement is, how much they're charging an hour, blah blah blah. $2,500 sounds like it ought to be able to cover it.
Okay.
But again, if
not being an attorney, I have no idea.
Again, if it gets to really complex. Then you go back to the Common Council and say, look, here's the facts. You want this cleaned up? Here's what we have to do. This is what we have to prove. I got to get an expert to come in to do this. It's going to cost this much. So you just deal with it.
Yeah.
But keep it on the up and up,
Yes.
Keep the Common Council informed. Don't do things unilaterally,
Oh, really?
Really. Some people have the attitude that the city is a giant dollhouse, and I get to do whatever I want with it. And don't anybody else try to tell me.
And that's what's happening. That's what's happening.
Now, I guess, she wants another $1,000 to repaint the flag on Kirk Douglas Park, which is, 2-3 years old?
Yes. I'm probably mistaken, but I thought the paint and the labor was donated for that park. Wasn't that...
I don't know. I don't know what the situation was, because, again, that was one of those things that was done without going through the Common Council. It's just, I decide I want this mural here, I want this artist to do it, and we'll take it from there.
Explain something to me. If there's money in the mayor's budget, can she spend that money on anything she wants without council approval?
Well, it depends on how it's itemized in the budget. If it's just economic promotion, that's a pretty broad category. So the answer is usually yes on that. On the other hand, the Common Council, if they don't like the way she's spending the money, can put move all that money into contingency, and then if she wants something, she can come to them. They don't have to give her all that money in her budget,
right.
And they can obviously modify the budget any time during the course of the year.
Oh, can they?
Of course. And we used to do that every meeting. We used to modify the budget.
Well, that was for paying bills and...
Oh, yeah.
But that's right. It was modified.
The principle is the same. Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
They can modify the budget at any time.
Okay.
So if they say, look, the mayor's going crazy with it, with all these all these tulips that turned out to be daffodils, and all that stuff. If you don't like it, well, then just take the money out of the budget. But when you put it in the budget and she spends it, I don't want to hear her complain afterwards.
Oh yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And that's a lot of what we've gotten. You approve her getting the money and then complain about the way she spends it.
You can't do that.
And that's not fair.
No.
That's not fair to her. Even if it's even if there are differences of opinion as to the wisdom.
You gave her the money.
That's right.
That's right. Okay.
This is WCSS. You're on the air.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
The money has already been spent. It came out of the recreation budget.
The money for what? What are we talking about?
Oh, for repainting the flag.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
And it was $500 in labor. And the paint, I'm not exactly sure, but Rob indicated maybe $500. So.
Well, was this done by recreation employees, or was it?
No,
or
Rob
is this
hired someone to paint it.
Well, is this hiring the original artist to paint it?
He hired private contractor painters.
Okay.
And they painted it.
All right.
Actually, they were up there working one day, and I went up and asked him. I said, "Oh, okay, nice job. What's up? And who hired you?" And he said, "Oh, we work for Rob Spagnola." And I said, "Oh, okay, no problem." And
this wasn't approved by the council?
No, Rob took it out of his budget.
Now, this is how old? I don't think it's more.
It's about 3 years old.
3 years old. Yeah.
My question is, and this is why I've asked to look at what it's going to cost us to repaint the murals now every 2-3 years when they get soiled.
Right.
As this one was covered with a lot of bird poop, I think.
Let me tell you, as one whose office is very near that location, I can tell you, bird poop is a continuing problem.
Yes, it is.
Try walking across that bridge the first fine day in spring.
Got it. But anyway, Are we going to have to repaint all the murals? Is there going to be an ongoing cost to the taxpayer?
Right.
This type of issue.
Right, and shouldn't we
So,
know about it? Yes.
I think it's a legitimate concern.
Yes, we should know about it, and we should plan for it. Yes.
And he had enough money, he said, that he could go ahead and spend the money from his budget, and that's what he did.
Okay.
So for the flag mural only at this point, that's all I'm aware of. So that has been done.
It's a very, very pretty mural. As I say, it's right near my office, so I see it frequently. The red paint does not hold up well in bright sunlight. I'll tell you that. That's
Fades.
I remember years ago I was working for a political candidate. This is when I was quite a bit younger. Who was running for countywide office, and he had all these beautiful posters printed up with his name in red ink. So it would stand out from all the others that were all black and white. So his name would stand out. Before Election Day came, his name had disappeared from every one of those posters.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, the newer posters are much better. They hold the color.
Oh, the vinyls. Yeah. But these were, regular printer's ink stuff. But,
okay.
Yeah, but they just,
They learned a lesson.
cardboard with printer's ink, and they did not last till Election Day. It's just,
That was very unfortunate.
It said elect blank.
That certainly didn't help him.
Well, it was a very valuable lesson for the rest of us. In the future, my posters are always black and white. I never mess with any colors whatsoever.
Smart move. But anyway, that's where that came out of the recreation budget.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. That clears that up a little bit.
That explains it.
Yeah. So they have to be careful of what they put in the budgets. That if they were going to complain,
and they can put restrictions, broad restrictions. None of this money may be used for blank, blank, blank.
Yeah.
And they could do that if they wanted to. But then you'd have the usual suspects screaming. It's not a dictatorship. People should.
That's right. They should have a choice of what they want done, and voice your opinion. And you shouldn't.
It doesn't hurt to, in any event, to engage the elected officials in what you have on your mind, how you think it should be done. Do you think this is a good idea or bad? Let me hear your opinion. No, I mean it's just like you're the enemy. I'm not talking to you. And,
that's what seems like. That's what's going on now.
They're out to get me. All right. Everybody's out to get everybody. Come on.
Well.
You're listening to WCSS 1490 in Amsterdam, New York. I'm Bob Going with Jim Nikosha. This is the show with no name. I wonder if those people came from Italy yet to try out the local pizza.
I think I'm going to call Tony and see if they partake in his vittles.
Yeah, well, I was looking at Facebook last night, and somebody said that somebody had come home with a pizza from Crystal on Forest, and it made her day, and everything. I said, that is the official pizza.
That is
of the show with no name.
It's the official pizza of the city, I believe.
Yeah. They should put that on the entrances to the city.
There you go.
Home of Crystal on Forest.
Crystal on Forest.
Yeah.
I heard that
best pizza in the Northeast.
I heard a rumor yesterday or the day before that the electronic sign on the corner of Main and the Market is now belongs to Mr. Tessero.
Well, the way I understood it is that could be, because
he owns the building.
Before he bought the building, when it was still belonged to Bank of America or whoever owned the building at the time, the sign was built with funds from from Paul Tonko's.
The foundation, wasn't it?
Well, no. It was, yes and no. The money came from, when Paul was an assemblyman, from a member item that he designated for the Waterfront Foundation to build that. Now, my understanding is they then leased the property from Bank of America or whoever owned the building at the time for a term of years. Trying to think how many years it would have been. It's probably been 10 years, so maybe it was a 10-year lease. That would make sense. There was a separate agreement by which the city would provide the electricity for it. And the idea was that the foundation would take care of the sign, maintaining it and keeping it up to date as far as what's on there.
Yes.
I think they were still showing pre-Christmas stuff the last time it got shut off. And at some point, the foundation ran out of money. They kind of stopped operating as a foundation, and the city took over. This is since Mayor Thane has been in, because before that, nothing was controlled by the city. We paid for the electricity. That was it. We had a separate agreement to pay for the electricity, and that's all the city was responsible for. Well, then the mayor brought the sign software into her office, and it was done from there, and then various people in City Hall ran it. Then she got volunteered to run. Curtis ran it for quite a while.
Yes.
Curtis Penninger.
Yes.
And then she didn't like something he put up, so she says, "You're no longer a volunteer. Get out." And but meanwhile, it is altogether possible. I've heard that rumor myself. It's altogether possible that the original lease ran out,
Yes.
hasn't been renewed, and therefore, has a it being a fixture attached to the property. It
belongs to the property.
Belongs to the property. So that's altogether possible.
Yeah.
I like the concept. I never liked the idea of it being where it is, because I think it's personally, I thought it was too dangerous. Coming over that bridge, you got 12 lights facing you. You got the lights at the next two intersections in front of you. You got signs all over the place telling you, go this way, go that way, don't go this way, don't go that way.
You never had enough time to read what was on there.
Right, and then then you've got this information sign, which is a good idea, but
wrong place.
But that's a very complicated intersection. Yes. So I never was fond of the idea, but apparently the chief of police approved it and the DOT approved it. So who am I? I'm just a guy who takes movies of people crashing into each other. Okay? So there you go. So that's interesting, and as usual, nobody's saying anything in City Hall, which means it's probably true.
Right.
Anyway, back to this pizza thing, because we only gave him about 30 seconds. Of course, that's all he's paying for, but nevertheless, there are other things you can get at Crystal and Forest.
Yes, you can.
It's just not the best pizza in the Northeast. You can get other things as well.
Did you say that again?
I say it's not only. It's not.
Yeah, be careful. Because
what I'm
it's
saying
the best in the Northeast.
All right, it is the best pizza in the Northeast, but it's more than that. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
It's more than the best pizza in the Northeast. It's also
24 flavors.
24 flavors besides the conventional chocolate and vanilla. Yes. 24 flavors of soft ice cream. And I've tried,
I never heard of it.
About a third of them.
I've never heard of a place having that many flavors in soft ice cream.
Yeah, it's great. And they're tasty, every one of them. You got the real.
It's a real deal, eh?
Yeah. I think I told you, he says, I make this great banana milkshake. He says, I make it special. Right? Yeah. I said, really? Because you got banana ice cream, It's just, wow. So I go up there one night and I said, I'd like a banana milkshake the way Tony makes it for himself. She says, do you know how that is? I said, go ask him. And she goes back and sure enough, out comes the real banana, chopped up in tiny little pieces, and then it goes through the mixer and all that stuff. So not only do you have the beautiful banana flavored ice cream, you have the real banana with it. Yeah. So there you go. So anyway, so if should you be up at Crystal on Forest, which is on Forest Avenue.
Yes, it is.
With a big sign that says Crystal on Forest.
Right in the middle of Forest Avenue.
Yeah, but I would say right about in the middle of Forest Avenue.
I would say.
Right, just past Ordike's coming from the Five Corners. Should you be there, and you should be, make sure you put in your order and say, I want it the way Tony makes it for himself.
There you go. And
you know what? They'll treat you special. Because they treat everybody special up there. It's not just us.
Yes.
It's not just us. They treat everybody special because that is, the long history of Crystal.
Yes, it is.
Now that they're on Forest, it continues.
Yes.
That's right.
You can't beat them. Service is terrific. I was there one day and went inside and we had our pizza and a drink, and all of a sudden it's raining and we're leaving.
Yeah.
They came out with an umbrella. And they took me to my car. Really. I said, now that is service.
And when you go up there, be sure to mention that you heard it on the show with no name. This is WCSS. You're on the air. You were on the air. Okay. All right.
Well, we waited too long.
We waited too long.
Call back.
Yeah, call back, whoever you are.
We'll get you on right away.
Right, because, we're running out of things to talk about.
Well, let's see. What else happening?
I thought I was going to have to sing through the show today,
Oh, God, it's a good thing I came in.
Good thing you showed up. I was watching the video of last week's show, and I noticed when I started doing the scene from Carousel, you got up and left the room.
What's that tell you?
It was a beautiful scene, and I delivered it with passion.
No, that isn't why I left. My phone rang, and I didn't have it turned off. But that was the opportune time, though.
It certainly looked it. That's the way it appeared to me.
They must have. There they go. That call's back.
Yeah. This is WCSS. You're on the air.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, what?
Oh, I gotta say, Lombardo's in St. Johnsville is the best pizza.
No, Crystal on Forest.
Have you ever been there?
Certainly. Who hasn't been to St. Johnsville?
Lombardo's. They make the best pizza. I keep searching for the best pizza. I'm from New York.
Have you gone up to Crystal on Forest?
You need to try Crystal on Forest.
I have.
No, you
I kind of disagree.
It must have been before Tony took over.
Yeah. You must have been there back when Gabe was running the place.
Yeah.
Well, no, it was only a couple years ago. I gotta say, Lombardo's.
Hey, listen. We got one sponsor on this program, and we're going to keep him. All right.
And I never heard of.
Well, I understand that.
Yeah. I could talk about Repeppi's if I want to, but today I'm not.
Exactly.
I don't want to.
That's right. That's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because I'm satisfied with Crystal on Forest.
Everybody is. I have nobody. This is the first time I've heard somebody say something negative about Crystal. Well, it wasn't really a negative.
Yeah, it wasn't negative.
No. It's just that he didn't.
They make great wings. I really like their wings.
Really?
Good. All right. Anything else bothering you?
Well, I have a feeling for Mayor Thay, and I think she's trying to do us good.
You feeling for her?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
We believe the same thing. That she's trying to do things for the city that are good. She's going about them the wrong way. She can't be a dictator. It has to be by the consensus of the council and the citizens of the city. Everybody.
Yeah.
It's.
Cindy Lou saying which?
I mean, no, I don't hear anybody saying that this art center is a bad idea, but there are a lot of people saying you just can't do it on your own. You can't just go in there, put in rugs, repaint the place, set up a foundation, start charging for classes, hire all the teachers and all that stuff, and not mention it to the legislative body. You know, you just you know, you can't do
I mean, she needs to step up, I think.
She needs to
step down.
Step out, yeah. Step down.
Step out. Yeah.
Step down.
Step down would be the better thing.
Yeah.
So, and
Well, I think she's trying hard. I don't know. This town, city, whatever you want to call it, it drives me crazy listening to it on the radio sometimes. Chat.
You live in the city?
Yeah.
And how long have you lived here?
Only 5 years. And
You know, what brought you here?
what's that?
What brought you to Amsterdam?
I'm up on Montgomery Street
no. Why did you come to
Yeah,
Amsterdam?
but why did you come to Amsterdam?
because I thought there would be more work here. I came here from Canterbury. I
Uh-huh.
left Beach Nut and I came here.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
So you're employed now in the city of Amsterdam. You're happy with coming to Amsterdam?
Actually, I'm unemployed.
Oh.
Really? Wow.
You couldn't come with BeachNut? No?
You know, I hear an ad on the radio the other day for Keymark is looking for people.
Really? Keymark?
Keymark, yeah.
Up in Fonda?
Up in Fonda. And from what I understand, they're...
I've already worked there.
Oh, you've already worked there. Okay.
Hey, I've worked here 7 different times, you know.
You know, the thing is, they hire you for 90 days and they'll let you go.
Oh.
Really? Why would they hire you only for 90 days?
Well, after that, they have to start paying
That's the
benefits.
way they
probably.
keep everybody employed, I guess.
Oh.
Somebody else's turn. So Montgomery Street, that's a nice street. That's where Mike Chiara lives.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
I'm on, what the hell? Milton.
Oh, that's a big
Oh,
difference.
Milton. Yeah, that's a mile away.
Yeah, on the other side of the river. Okay,
Yeah. Up on the hill.
the other hill.
Well, I'd rather be in the south side. I really like the south side.
There you go.
All right.
There you go.
Okay.
If you were on the south side, you could go visit Michael, and you could talk baseball with him, or city politics or county politics.
Yeah,
Wow, you wouldn't have to go to work. You'd have your time would be all tied up.
that's right.
Well, at the same time, I was really hoping the casino would be here because I play guitar.
You play guitar? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I was hoping to get a gig up there.
yeah. So you're a performer?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Okay.
Go down to Riverlink Park. They're always looking for entertainment for weekends.
All right.
Call the mayor.
Yeah.
Tell her you want to go down there and play in the bandstand.
Yeah.
Okay, we got
I
another.
actually write music. I got like an hour's worth of songs at least.
Oh, great. Call the mayor. Call the mayor.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
got to get off the phone.
Okay.
Cindy
All
was
right.
yelling at me.
Okay.
All right.
Take care.
You guys
Call
have a
again.
good day.
All right,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye.
This is WCSS. You're on the air.
Hi, Beth. I'd like to comment about the casino.
Okay. All right.
I think it's totally political. If you take everything into consideration, in Montgomery County, we got 30,000 people. We've also got the best spot for the casino.
You know, there's no question about that. There's no question about the best spot, and
Right.
But
this is all politicians. They're looking for votes. And they're not going to. What are they going to get? That's why this county. That's why we're always forgotten. and because if we had a bigger population, things would be different. And,
I don't think that's the case of us not getting it. They put out an RFP for a proposal, and it came back with half the information missing.
Well, there's a reason for that too, and I think I know what it might be. I was listening to the other program too, and they're saying, well, they only want to give $25 million, but they don't say that they also were going to give a bigger amount of the cut.
It doesn't matter.
Which would be more.
It doesn't matter. The proposal that was presented, they said, this is what we want in your proposal, and they had the things enumerated.
Right.
When the proposal came back from the bidders, half the information that was requested in the proposal was not there.
I understand it, and there was a reason for that, because these people.
Yeah, but
so are you going to let me
go ahead? Go ahead.
If these people, they've got 30 some odd number of casinos and things like that. They know what's going on, so they probably found out that this thing is cut and dry politically. They're going to put it in the capital district someplace where there are a lot of people. And the politicians know that, and that's why I think there might be a penalty if they stayed in. So they, I think, intentionally didn't fill out the things so they can get disqualified, so that it wouldn't cost them any more money. But they have a lot of money, and they've been successful in so many places. And I think they're smart enough to realize this thing is political, and they had no chance for it, and they didn't fill these things out because they wanted to be disqualified. And I may be wrong, but you watch what happens, and it goes into Albany. There's a lot of people, a lot of votes, and politicians, you know what they do. So that's my opinion, anyway.
Okay, thank you for your opinion.
Okay. Thank you.
I don't know, how do you feel about it, Bob?
I'm just as glad to see it go, tell you the truth. Because I think it would have brought nothing but more misery here. And false hope.
And false hope. And more expenses for the city.
Yep. All right.
Okay, boys.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is WCSS. You're on the air.
Good morning, Mr. Gully.
Hello.
I have a comment about the guy that called from Montgomery Street or wherever he lives.
Well, I guess it was Milton Avenue. It was a little confusing.
Yeah.
Okay. My daughter's 20 years old, and the only place she eats pizza from is Crystal.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
That's the only place she'll eat pizza from.
I don't blame her. I don't blame her at all.
And there is a lot of places that do sell pizza that's pretty good, but
Yes.
can't eat it only from Crystal Bar.
There you go.
Well, that's the best. That's why.
Yep.
You always go
And
with-
as far as the casino goes, it's not coming, so people might as well get over it.
It definitely is not
It's
coming.
Definitely not coming.
That's right.
No, and so people need to stop complaining about it because it's not going to come.
Right.
And I grew up in the town of Florida, so I know that's a good area for it to be, but it's not coming.
It's not coming.
It was probably the best area to have it.
Well, you know what I hope comes out of it is that a lot of people are looking at that Nadler Farm area and saying, this is kind of a nice location for something.
It is.
Yeah.
Maybe a good mall.
Wow.
A good mall for shopping.
So we're gonna a shopping mall.
A shopping
Okay.
mall.
Yeah.
Yeah, possibility.
Yeah.
All right, you guys have a good day.
All right.
Okay, thanks for the call.
Thank you.
Yep. Bye bye.
It's it amazes me that people don't understand what an RFP is. It's a request for a proposal,
Right.
And there's certain things that have to be enumerated
Right.
when you put your bid in.
Right.
If they're not there, it's automatically rejected.
Right. Right.
Period.
Unless they start all over.
Unless they start, because how can they do for a clear vest that they didn't do for the other?
Let's talk about that interchange for exit 27 is one of the very few interchanges on the entire throughway system that's undeveloped or lightly developed. You got a couple motels there. That's it.
That's true.
But all the other, just about all the others have something there,
yes,
of a commercial nature to get on and off. Now, obviously, having the interchange there has made a big difference for locating Beech Nut and the warehouse, the Target warehouse there, get on and off the thruway, and I understand that. But the immediate area around it's still rural farmland. They're still haying it.
Yes.
It's odd. Well, years ago we did the study for how to get the water and sewer under the thruway, and
yes.
We know what it'll cost. We know how to do it, and it is doable.
It's doable.
Just need the permit, and you go ahead and do it.
And if they want to develop that land over there, then they should do it. They should somehow come up with the financing to do it. Put the water and sewer over there, and say, "Here we go, people.
Yep.
Whatever you want."
This is WCSS. You're on the air.
Yeah, I just heard you guys talk about an RFP for the casino.
Yes.
I thought, out of all the articles I read, it was an RFA. That's a request for application. To me, there's a big difference. So if it was an RFP,
well,
that's news to me.
Yeah, no. Technically, you're right, but it's a distinction without a difference insofar as this goes. You're correct. They put in their application. They said initially what their proposal was, and they paid the $1 million down, which got them to the table. It was only after they got to the table that they're told what the specifications required by the state are, and so then they had to adjust their plans to meet the specifications required by the state. It's at that point that they realized if they wanted to make any money off the deal, they were not going to be able to meet the specifications that the state then put in there in the second phase. So you're correct about that. But when they did return their application, it did not meet the second phase requirements because they felt they could not do so and said so up front.
And my last question is, how do you get the water sewer under or over or around the thruway to that Nadler property?
It has to be drilled through the slate that's underneath the thruway.
And who has to grant that approval?
Yes, but but we did a major study of that some years ago during the Emanuel administration, and the thruway had no problem with that. But they said this is how you have to do it. Now, if we had had some real foresight when the thruway was closed, when the bridge over the Schoharie went down, they should have come in with bulldozers, ripped it up, laid down the pipe when it was when they could have done it without affecting the thruway traffic, and then they wouldn't have to go through the drilling process. It's not cheap. It's going to be like $500,000 or more to get the pipelines over there. But once it's there, then you have water and sewer opened up to everything south of the thruway.
Yeah, a great idea. I just wish somebody would find out, what the cost is. To me, $500,000 is cheap if they're going to go through slate, because there's a lot of boring. And I'm not an engineer.
Yeah.
I only know that developers want shovel-ready sites. In other words, everything there, they do their building. Okay.
Yeah. Right.
And until that site gets that. And that's what I say. I don't care if it's the city IDA, the county IDA, the city EDA, or the county EDA. That should be worked on. And you brought up a great point. This was done really decades ago, and it should be in place by now. Who's going to pay for all this?
Well, actually, the original plan, as we had it laid out, and it was in a discussion stage, was that land was going to be developed as housing. And the idea was that that there would be bonding to get the holes drilled and the pipes through. And
by who? Bonding by who?
By the city. and because all of that is on
But
city.
it's not city property,
It's
so
all-
why would they bond?
It's all part of the city. Okay, but listen, I hadn't finished what I was saying, and at that point, each hookup, each house that was built would be charged a flat rate up front of whatever, $7,500 or whatever as their share of what it would cost to pay off the bond, and over a period of time, not only would the land get developed and the bonds paid off without any cost to the city, but there would come a point where the city would actually start making a profit off the connections as more and more houses were built. And of course, the city would be making money off the water and sewer rentals at the same time. So it looked like it was feasible as long as there was a commitment of a minimum number of houses to be built that would be hooked up to the system. At any rate, that's where the discussions were. But then it never went any further than that. And the administration ended, and what's been done since, I haven't the slightest idea.
So that kind of explains why it's in the state of affairs it's currently in.
Right.
Because whoever was there, I don't know, I don't want to say dropped the ball. There was just no commitment on anybody's part to do any of this. Wouldn't you think, having learned a very valuable lesson from the past, that maybe that's what they should be working on right now?
I've always felt that this was a good idea to work on because that's one of those things that I think that all that property, not just the Nadler Farm, but all that property in the town of Florida on that side of the Thruway would be opened up for development, and it seems to me a natural place to develop. But then it's not mine. I'm not investing the money, so I don't know.
My last question is, in all respect, who should head this up? Should it be the county, the city, the town? Who?
Well, I thought it was. I thought at the time it was a good project for the city because we're talking about land that's in the city primarily, and the idea was that the city property would be developed first, and then the town of Florida property afterwards. That was the discussion at the time.
Yeah, but to get to that site, as I understand in the RFA that came in, there's very little property that's in the city.
30-some acres.
Well, yeah, as far as what was going to be built for the casino, that's true. That's true. But in any event, it's stuff that seemed to me to make sense at the time. But it's been years since I looked at it, so I don't have a map in front of me.
I'm just trying to say is, who's going to lead the band on this one? Because nobody's doing it. Nobody's stepping up. All you're doing is, all we're doing is beating our gums over it, and we're getting no place.
Well, we have city and county industrial development agencies. We've got an economic development department in the city. We've got a planning department in the county. All those people should be working on this together, and obviously nobody is. So
it just got proved.
And guess
nobody knows what the hell they're doing.
My telling them to do it is not going to get us anywhere because
neither is mine. So, like I say, great job, guys. You failed again.
Okay.
I don't know if I may be mistaken, but didn't the town of Florida pass resolutions that they wanted to keep it forever farm?
I don't know. I don't think they did because I don't think they did because they ended up endorsing the casino.
Well, after the fact, yeah.
Well, anyway. So we managed to get through without Gavin today.
Yes, we did.
Hi, Gavin, wherever you are.
Wherever you are.
All right.
And give a salute to the Stonehouse Piper.
The Stonehouse Piper. All right.
Okay. Now I'm back.
I must have a song in here somewhere.
You're not going to sing. Yeah, the show's over. Please don't sing.
Show's over?
Don't sing.
Maybe Tuesday. It's looking at you, kid.